I have gotten this question dozens of times, and I have continued to give a superficial answer as to how hybrid water was born. And it wasn't until a conversation with David Millar, who I'll tag his Instagram, really dope guy, who told me, dude, you need to tell the story of how you created hybrid water. So it really starts going all the way back to when I was 16 years old and my uncle was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, basically meaning I was high risk for the same disease. And I went down a rabbit hole of researching nutrition and researching unconventional methods as to what he could do to defeat the disease. And ultimately, he passed away after fighting for 11 months, but completely changed the trajectory of my life and inspired me to really pursue medicine. And always in the back of my mind, I had this idea of starting a supplement company, but I didn't think that I was the type of person that could do something like that. So how hybrid water was born. It wasn't until October of 2023 that I was on a hot girl walk in between studying for the MCAT for a third time that I called up Adrian Wildschut and told him I wanted to start a supplement company. Now, him and I narrowed it down to about 3 products that we had an idea of, one of them being just strictly electrolytes. And it was kind of placed on the back burner while I studied. 6 months later, I took the MCAT, drove up to Washington, D.C. to a city that I knew nobody, and hopped on a one-way ticket to the Philippines to train Muay Thai. And nothing can go wrong with that, right? In the Philippines, between training Muay Thai on a near daily basis and rock climbing, exploring the city, playing pickup soccer, really taxing my body, and writing my personal statement for medical school, I was doing a bunch of research as to supplements to improve recovery and maximize your performance, because I knew I wanted to do a daily Murph until I was eventually accepted in medical school, not knowing that it was going to take me 337 days. Otherwise, I probably would not have put myself through that. While researching a ton of ingredients to potentially make an electrolyte product different in such a dense market, it really wasn't until I was back in DC and Chris and Jared joined the team that Chris sent me a reel about tart cherry extract. Now, I was aware of tart cherry juice because I was drinking a shot of it every single night to help with sleep and muscle recovery, but it never really crossed my mind to take the extract version of it, the powder form, and put it with a bunch of electrolytes. Now, adding tart cherry extract with a bunch of electrolytes into this unnamed product that we had was all credit to Chris. So how does one come up with the name of an electrolyte product? Now, what seems to be the easiest part, actually picking the name, is really what took the 4 of us the longest. I put dozens of questions through ChatGPT, I brainstormed, and I literally got nowhere. But the word we were looking for was literally right in front of me. I was working at a spine institute in Washington, D.C., where we were one of 3 locations in the world that was doing a particular type of spinal fusion that we termed a hybrid procedure, where one level would be a spinal fusion and the level above typically was a disc replacement. And because we were using 2 different forms of implants, it was termed hybrid. And I was literally making breakfast and went outside to eat, where I prayed to God that the name of our product would appear. And I took one bite of my food, won the name Hybrid Water, and WTR is cooler than WATER popped into my head. Immediately put down my food, went back inside and grabbed my phone, texted in our group chat, and that was it. Now, the funniest part of this whole journey might have been designing the logo. Now, if you're a big March Madness fan like myself, then you know one of the most popular upset picks of this past tournament was actually UC San Diego Tritons. And I saw their logo in their first game that they lost and ruined my bracket, but I was like, that's it. So we modeled our logo actually after a college basketball team. And it worked out perfectly because the trident actually ties in exactly with the Murph and Navy SEALs, Lieutenant Michael Murphy. Additionally, if you know anything about Greek mythology, the god of the water is Poseidon, and he carries a trident. Additionally, kind of looks like a W if you squint your eyes at it a little bit. So over a long 1.5 year grueling process, the four of us narrowed it down to the exact dosages, ingredients, logo, and name that not only look good, but taste even better. And honestly, I could not have done any of this without Chris, Jared, Adrian, my family, especially my parents, and my uncle for letting me stay with him up in DC when I needed to completely disappear from reality and completely locked in on my goals and launching this product before I started medical school. And of course, to all of you that have continued to support this journey, while I have no idea what I am doing, but I'm enjoying this and I'm learning along the way, and I can't wait to see where this brand goes.